Hi, everybody. I'm so excited to have our learning series session today. I'm Madison. I'm the program manager of our series. And if you've noticed, we have an exciting name change to our series. It's going to be now called the Amazon Quick Suite Learning Series. So for those of you who don't know, last Thursday, we announced our Amazon Quick Suite, which is our new product, and you'll hear about it all today and throughout the upcoming months on this channel. So we will be talking today about Agentic AI for businesses with Amazon Quick Suite. So just to give a brief agenda, I'm going to first introduce what Amazon Quick Suite is. And then we'll cover what does Quick Suite mean for your company. So this session is specific to business users or those who are looking to figure out how to plug in Agentic AI into their company. And then we'll see Agentic AI and Amazon Quick Suite through a demo. So I'll be doing more of an around the grounds to familiarize everyone what exactly the product looks like. So first off, what is Amazon Quick Suite? For those of you who are already QuickSight customers, you know that QuickSight was our business intelligence tool for advanced data analytics. QuickSight has not changed. It is still Amazon Quick Suite. It's going to be covered in there. All of your features will be accessible. All of your data is already migrated. And for those of you who are already QuickSight customers, you'll see a seamless transition into our updated user interface. And so with that, Amazon Quick Suite is our agentic product that has agentic teammates working together that allow you to quickly answer questions from your data when you're working for repetitive tasks and turn those answers into actions across applications and within your Amazon Quick Suite environment. And again, if there's any questions on this, please ask in chat. I'll try to cover them all at the end. All right. And so we believe that there's three concepts in the stage of agentic AI. So one is there's technology that will augment human capabilities. So this is embracing AI, and it's critical to having competitive relevance for your company. So you'll see how we do that with our different features. Our second is that quality data is paramount. So you already, if you are a QuickSight customer, have your data across different sources, and it's been strictly structured data within QuickSight. But now what Amazon Quick Suite is doing is going to bring in your structured and unstructured data that can live across applications. And this is important for decision making, which will be needed to be rooted in your quality data. So with this product, it'll be all inside your Quick Suite account. And lastly, we believe that teaching will transform. So it's important to ensure that all of your employees and coworkers know how to use AI efficiently and effectively, which is what we will show inside the demo. All right. Okay, and so now I want to cover this. So this is going to be the cost of fragmented intelligence. So we believe that employees can waste time, and you might be familiar with this as well in your own scenarios, but employees can waste time gathering data from multiple sources, which can be siloed across different applications. You might have data in things like Salesforce, Excel sheets, Word documentation, and lengthy documentation that you keep in hidden files on your desktop. We also think that consolidating data and information is important for you to act faster in your business and your everyday workflows. And you might experience that as well with things that are repetitive tasks, trying to find data from different sources and having to compile them all into reports or different queries for customer questions, or if you have to do something that has a quick turnaround and you need data quickly at your fingertips. It's also important to consult with experts to help analyze your data. So we have a feature that I'm excited to share a little bit later in the demo called Quick Research that helps with this part of the business problem, which is having data at your fingertips that you need to access quickly and also dive deep into research. So we'll see that in a little bit in the demo as well. And so our vision with the product is Amazon Quick Suite is a set of agentic teammates that quickly answers your question at work and helps you turn those answers into actions. We saw this earlier, and I just want to reiterate that this is a set of different agents that all work together in the same environment to bring data across your different applications to work together. And it's all powered through your data again. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. Okay, So here is your new Amazon Quick Suite experience. This is the homepage. This is where you'll find central access to all of the capabilities that you have access to. So for me, I have access to all the capabilities, which you'll see here. These top ones are going to be our new agents. So you'll see here, this is Chat Agent, which I can have a little pop-up that explains what it is. The chat agent will be also universally globally accessible through this icon here. So anytime I want to chat throughout my Quick Suite account, I can go ahead and just ask a question to my assistant. I'm going to go ahead and close that out. And then I also have spaces on this left pane here, which I explained a bit earlier. So this is where you'll build a custom space that combines your unstructured and structured data into one specific business use case. So for example, I'll show how I created a space with our sales and business intelligence information. So here is a fictitious company that I've curated. It's a snack brand. And what I've built in this space is specific to the sales and business development team. So this helps for your company if you have a specific team that has resources that only they need access to and permissions to, and they use in our day-to-day. So for me, in this sales example, I have access to different Excel sheets that have customer information. I have specific sales strategy documentation. I also have the company's brand messaging in case that I needed that for any communication with customers or partners that I'm talking to. I also have meeting recordings. So this is really powerful if you have any audio or video data that you want uploaded into a space. That will get the information in those videos and audios will get curated into the answers that power your chats and your agents. I also even have PowerPoints. So this is a fictitious first call deck that I would potentially use in partner meetings. And I have my structured data from my QuickSight dashboards. So I have my structured data from the dashboard as well as the topic that I have associated with my dashboard. And then moving down this, we also have Amazon Quick Flows. So flows are, if you think about it, it's kind of like an app that helps you create some automation with repetitive tasks. So it helps you curate your workflows to a more seamless integration of how you could execute those quickly and seamlessly, saving you time if you wanted to do things that say take repetitive time, like filling out customer information for ticketing. You can create a flow for that and it would just simply ask you for a simple input and then it would do the output for you and can even connect to different applications like Asana or Jira to execute those tasks and create actions. So that's really cool. And then the next feature we have is quick research. So if you think about this, this is kind of what I mentioned earlier about consulting things into having it a seamless and shortened amount of time. So if I had to do a very complex, deep research task on, say, product research, which you'll see a little later, I could go ahead and ask in natural language for them to, or for QuickSuite to execute a research task based on my prompt. So I think one of the ones I put in was, we're trying to develop a new product for a kid snack product. Please research the demographic and see what would do well. So then it would go on its own and the agent will be able to search the web and your documentation and your space information to see what works well within your company's context, as well as search the web for things that are relevant in the industry to find a research plan. And then we'll see what that looks like a bit later. And then this is hopefully familiar to most of you who are QuickSight users, is your QuickSight features. So you'll see your analysis, dashboards, scenarios, stories, topics, datasets are all in the same place that they would be. And then we also have our Quick Automate, which is for more complex workflows. So again, this is that multi-agent experience where agents will be executing your tasks for you and executing those in applications. And then lastly, we have our connections, which I mentioned a bit earlier. These are what is going to power your third-party applications and your QuickSuite account. So those will communicate with each other to execute actions and bring in those data from different contexts. Okay, so that we've gone through this whole panel, I'm going to go back to the home page here. And I'm going to show you what this looks like. So at the top here, you can see I have my recents. These are the different parts of my demo that I've recently accessed. And I have these widgets, which are from straight my QuickSight dashboard. So I can go ahead and expand these. I can move them around. I can also delete them. But these I've pinned straight from my snack sales dashboard. And this is for quick, easy access on my homepage anytime I want to interact with my data on the fly. So say for this example, I want to see how we're doing. Again, this is all fictitious data. How have we been doing throughout the years? And this will automatically update with my QuickSight dashboards data as well. So if my dashboard updates, these visuals will update too. So this is great, again, for quick access to specific important business metrics that I want easily accessible throughout my homepage. So I've pinned these 3 here. And then now I'll go to the QuickSight dashboard and just show you some additional capabilities. So many of you are probably familiar with what this looks like. This is the dashboard I created for this company. And you can see here, there's a ton of different metrics that I've built with QuickSight. A lot of them I did build with generative BI. I know that was a question earlier. So as you can see here, this is put into practice. And then what you can see here is if I go to this chat button, now my assistant says that it says, good morning, let's chat, but it says that I'm now chatting with my QuickSight dashboard. So here I can bring in different types of data across my account to be able to chat with. So we're chatting with my dashboard now, and let's say I have a question. This is similar to the experience you've had earlier if you use Amazon Q and QuickSight, but this will bring in answers from your dashboard into the chat experience. So if I ask a question like, what were my sales like for, let's use Green Crunch, that is one of the product names, last year. My assistant will go through my data and my dashboard information to pull out the relevant context and answers that I need. So let's see what pulls up here. As you can see, it's thinking this through, and then it's going to be just gearing that up. It's running the analysis, it says. All right. And here we can see that it's pulled up an answer pretty instantaneously. It's giving me overall performance, a really nice table, which doesn't exist on my dashboard. And we see it gives me some additional highlights and context. And so I'm going to read this out. So it says the overall performance of Green Crunch generated over $3 million in total sales during 2024 with an average monthly sale. Pretty cool. It also gives me where this is coming from. And then it's giving me this chart here, which gives me the sales breakdown per month. So that's great. It's also given me these key highlights of the product. So it says the best performing month was in December. The lowest was in March. And it says it has a strong finish. So sales showed an upward trend in the final quarter with November and December being the strongest months. That's great. And then it's saying the overall context within the product portfolio. So this is great. This is something that maybe I wouldn't have expected it to answer, but it's giving me additional context that could maybe power some additional insights that I want to share with my team. So for example, this says Green Crunch was the lowest performing product in my snack portfolio during 2024. Good to know. It only generated a little over 9 million in total sales compared to Real Fuel bars and other products. However, it had steady performance throughout the year with a notable surge in Q4. Data shows that it had consistent monthly sales, which you can see here, indicating stable demand despite being your smallest product by revenue. Okay, so that's all interesting. But now let's say, what do I want to do with this? I maybe want to experience a custom chat agent, which you probably might want to do as well. So this example, let's say that I want to send a message to a teammate. And I don't necessarily want to copy and paste all of this to them. I just want to give them the highlights here. So now I'm going to use a custom agent that I've already built, which is called Communication Writer. And now what we're doing is chatting with this custom agent. So my communication writer, I've curated to help me build better communications faster and more efficiently, saving me time from having to curate my own text format it in the correct way for either email or text messaging or sending them between different applications to my partners and my teammates. So now I'm just going to use my agent to help me streamline that workflow and make it easier for me to just send messages quickly in between my Quick Suite account and different apps. So for example, I'll type here, let's say, pull out the key information from above into a short message for my teammate and send in Microsoft Teams. Okay, and we're just going to see how this runs. Again, this is a live demo, so we'll see how this performs. Okay, and you can see here, it's giving me this short message. It's truncated all the important text from above and giving me this message that looks pretty good. It says the 2024 performance update of Green Crunch, giving the total sales, peak performance, steady growth, short portfolio context. And it's even giving me this call to action down here. So it says, December search suggests good market response heading into 2025. Again, this is from last year data, all fictitious. Let me know if you need the detailed monthly breakdown. So now this looks good. I've curated this short message and now I can send this in Teams. So now let's say send this to, and I'm going to send this to Microsoft Teams. Or actually, I'll show you how to do this from the dashboard. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this. And instead, I'm going to show you how to do it from a dashboard. So what I can do here is if I wanted to connect it to a visual, so let's say this one chart makes sense, I will take the action to send this to Microsoft Teams. I'm going to put it in my test chat and type in the message, and I'm going to send it. So now we have this, and I'm going to stop share really quick and switch applications, and I'm going to show you what this looks like in my Microsoft Teams account. All right, so we noted the local time. And now you can see here that this message, local time 10:32 a.m., has sent to my Teams account. So this is, again, our test environment, which is seen here. It says the Green Crunch performance, and it's given the whole message, which is pretty cool. Now we can see that we've integrated both a third-party account with our Quick Suite environment, which is really awesome. And you can see here, if you want to take actions between other accounts, I have these certain ones created, but we also have different integrations. So I could have also done it to either Slack or Jira. And now I'm going to go back and then show you what this looks like through a flow. So hopefully you're all seeing my screen still. Let me see. Yes. Okay, so you're all seeing my screen, and I'm going to share with you now what it looks like to create a flow and how it can commit an action through Asana. So let me go ahead and find the flow that I've already created. Here it is. And I'll give you the background of what this flow is. So all I've done is in natural language, I've prompted the flow to create a customer service ticket manager. This was the prompt that I used. I want an application that helps the customer service team update Asana projects by processing customer tickets and providing guidance from the knowledge base. And the knowledge base in this case is going to be the space that I shared earlier of our sales and business development information. So all I have to do here is enter a ticket query into the flow. So I have one already curated, which I'll go ahead and add into this. And again, this is all fictitious data. But for this example, let's say I have a customer complaint, and this customer is going to be named Nikki Wolf. So Nikki Wolf sent us this email saying that, hi, my Berry Bites order was 10 days late. Is there any way that I could get a discount on my next order? I love the snack, but I wish this came sooner for my camping trip over the weekend. So this was a customer issue that we want to close out. And what we're doing here is the flow is executing, it's processing this information. And then it's going to be able to search our knowledge base of our data of when to use different customer intakes and what the process looks like to close out these tickets. So it's going to search our data to make sure we're executing the right information. So you can see it's searching that here. And then this last step will be to input all of those into our Asana and send this to Asana to update our ticket project. So let's just wait to execute this. And you can see here what's really nice is during your experience through the flow, you'll see each step as Quick Suite processes it. So first it was processing my request, then it was mapping in the inputs, so each step as it's going, and then it's now generating the outputs based on of my data and my knowledge base. So currently it's searching my knowledge base to see what's going on here. And then while that's running, I'm going to go ahead and log into my Asana so we can make sure that's all good. Okay, coming back here. All right, so we're logged into Asana, and now we can see that in the flow, it's already generated the search knowledge base step. So now it's continuing to execute those, and it's going to create the Asana task. So I'm going to go quickly here through this, what is searched in our knowledge base. So based on the guidance available in our knowledge base, here's how to handle Nikki's complaint. So this is what our priority level should be treated as high priority. Here's the key info it's pulled out. And as you can see here, there's nice footnotes in terms of where this is coming from. So this one is coming from our customer review report. It's telling me the recommended response strategy. So what immediate actions I can take, acknowledge the 10-day delay, apologize for missing our camping trip, treat this as high priority, document this as late shipping. And then it's also given me some customer retention approach. So this represents a retention opportunity. The company data shows that 62% of customers make repeat purchases within 30 days, and customer satisfaction is 4.8 out of 5. Pretty good. It's coming from my first call deck. It's also giving me some available compensation context and next steps. So now I'm going to go ahead and submit this ticket. So it's giving me this due date, which is optional. I don't really need that. It's giving me the note that it's going to put in. And then I'm going to go ahead and send this. I'm going to delete that. This is going to be the name of the order. And when we submit, it should submit to Asana, and we'll check that. All right, so now it's going to be sending this to Asana and updating my project. And this is that important notion of being able to take action from your insights. So given the data that I was provided, it was able to search all my documentation, give me a very comprehensive approach of how to answer this customer issue. And now it's putting this into Asana. All right, awesome. So as you can see here, it says perfect. I've successfully completed the entire customer service ticket processing flow. So it's created this task in Asana, and now our team can work with this. So let's go check Asana, which I have here, and you can see that this is the ticket that was created with the due date. So if I go ahead and click this, it has all the information that I need to know and recommended actions for my team to take. So this is pretty cool. As you can see, it's executed this all on its own. It's input the information, which if I had to search my own knowledge base and do this on my own would have taken me potentially hours, and just streamline this workflow for me. So pretty cool. You can use this flow across Quick Suite, and the way to call on it is either to do it through the Flows app, or I could do it just straight from chat here, which you saw. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and close this out. And now I'm going to show you, if you go back to your homepage, what you can do with just chatting with a space. So say here, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go back to my assistant. And this is your general default assistant. This comes with every Quick Suite account within your chat here. And this is how you can just answer questions on the fly throughout your environment. So you can see here, I'm still chatting with my dashboard, but now I want to bring in the context of my sales and business development space. So I'm going to go ahead and change this and add that data. So I'm going to add my space here. And now I'm going to use that context to answer a specific question related to my role. So as we discussed earlier, I am a fictitious sales specialist that has access to our snack information. And I have data that spans across video, audio, images, documentation, structured data, and I want help with my workflows. So maybe if someone wants to actually type in the chat what maybe a salesperson might want to ask the chat to help them with, we'll try that question and see what Quick Suite comes up with. So if anyone has a question they want me to chat in here, I'll try to put that in and see what happens. Let's see. All right, anyone have any suggestions here? Or I can type in my own question. But again, this data includes our sales strategy that we saw, the first call deck opportunity for a pitch deck. We saw that it includes our documentation about customer insights, and we also saw that has our brand messaging and information for specific products. All right. Okay, so I don't see any suggestions, so I'm just gonna type one up here, but I'm gonna say, let's do, okay, I got one privately. These are awesome. I'll do this one. So it says, what's the impact of seizing one of the lowest selling products? That was a good one, Paul. I'm gonna go ahead and type that. Maybe we'll get some really good insights from our documentation. And this is a pretty complex question. This isn't just a simple answer. This is pretty open-ended. So let's see what Amazon Quick Suite comes up with. And then I did get another question as well. We'll try that one next. So it says, where does the largest growth opportunity exist? That's also pretty vague. So that'll be a really good one to test out as well. We'll put that in next. So I've asked that question, and my assistant is running through our data. It's doing numerical analysis. It's searching our information. So it says it searched this customer complaints info, which is maybe a good indicator of what we should stop doing. It searched my meeting recordings that I've had with partners, and it's also gone through these documents and recordings as well. And now we can see it's executing, so it's searching product portfolio strategies that we can use, financial impact revenue, if we have any information on that, which I don't believe I've put in. And then it's also searched the Green Crunch sales performance, probably hinting at what we've talked about earlier of how it was the lowest performing product. And let's just see what this pulls up. And looks looking like it's really thinking hard about this. All right, and it should be almost complete. And then looking at the time here, we have only 15 minutes, so I might not get to the second question. We'll maybe take a pause there, and then I'll go back to the learning resources, and then we'll answer the questions that have been happening in chat, just so we can get those answered. I just saw a good question in the chat though by Rishi. So will ServiceNow be on the roadmap for integration with Quick Suite? Yes, ServiceNow is part of the integrations that are available on Quick Suite today. So if you go to the actions at the bottom here, if I pop this out, you will see where to integrate ServiceNow. Yep. All right, and it's thinking long and hard about this. Okay, here we go. So it says, based on my sales data, here's the impact of seizing our lowest selling product. So we knew it was Green Crunch. So it's told us that the lowest performing product was Green Crunch. This is the impact of discontinuing it. So this is the revenue impact. And we can see that here. This is coming from the direct sales. I don't have a ton of information on financial data, so it's probably pulling the most relevant context it has. This is the strategic consideration. So some positive impacts are resource reallocation. So our marketing and manufacturing operational resources are redirected to our higher performing products like real fuel bars and veggie pops, simplifies operations, and it helps us with cost savings. So this is the potential risks. It says loss of customers who specifically prefer Green Crunch. The market presence, it's reduced shelf space. And then portfolio diversity, there's less variety in our health-conscious snack offerings. So then it's giving us this recommendation, which is probably the most relevant part to your question. So while Green Crunch generates the lowest sales, it still contributes this much in revenue, which we saw. Before discontinuing, consider the profit margin analysis, which we could ask as a follow-up question. Customer loyalty assessment, are there dedicated Green Crunch customers? Improvement opportunities, cloud reformulation, could reformulation, rebranding, or target marketing boost performance, and marketing positioning. So again, this is pretty good, and this is also considering that the information I have in my space doesn't necessarily reflect financial analysis. So this is really interesting. It's gathered the data from, you can see here, my dashboard, and as well as my documentation to pull out all of these findings.